You're strapped into a metal seat, climbing a hill, click by click, toward a drop that your entire body is screaming at you to avoid. Your hands are gripping the bar. Your stomach is already somewhere up near your throat. Some ancient part of you is absolutely certain that this is a mistake. And you paid for this. You waited 40 minutes in line for it. You're excited about it. Now think about a horror movie. A figure moves in the dark. The music tightens, one note at a time. Your heart is pounding. Your muscles are tense. You might even pull a blanket up to your eyes, while somehow refusing to look away. You chose this too, on purpose, for fun. Here's the strange part. Your body, right now, cannot tell the difference between this and being genuinely hunted by something that wants to kill you. The same chemicals, the same racing heart, the same primal alarm that kept your ancestors alive on a dark savanna. So why on earth would any creature seek that out? Most people have a quick answer. Adrenaline. The thrill. The rush. That's not wrong, but it's barely scratching the surface. Because by the end of this, you're going to understand that when you watch a horror film, you're not really chasing a thrill at all. You're rehearsing for the single most frightening thing you will ever face. And your brain knows it, even if you don't. But first, let's go inside your skull, because there's an argument happening in there. When something frightening appears, the first part of your brain to react is the amygdala. It's an ancient little alarm system, and it does not do nuance. It sees a threat and it slams the panic button. Adrenaline floods in. Your heart rate spikes. Your muscles load up to run or fight. All of this happens in a fraction of a second. Before you've even consciously registered what scared you. The amygdala is not interested in details. As far as it's concerned, the thing on the screen is real. And you are about to die. But there's a second part of your brain in the room. The prefrontal cortex. The reasonable one. The one that knows you're sitting on a couch holding popcorn. So inside your head, in real time, two employees are having an argument about workplace safety. The amygdala is screaming, "We have to run, right now. We are going to die." And the prefrontal cortex is leaning back, completely calm, going, "Relax, it's a movie. We're fine." And the amygdala goes, "Are you sure?" And the prefrontal cortex goes, "Yes. Sit down." That argument, that exact tension between a body that thinks it's in danger and a mind that knows it's safe, is the entire thing you're buying a ticket for. You are paying to put your two brain regions in a fight. And watch who wins. And here's the key. You only enjoy it as long as the prefrontal cortex is winning. The second it loses, the second some part of you actually believes the threat is real, it stops being fun and becomes genuine terror. You've probably felt that exact line being crossed. A horror film that was delicious right up until one scene. That went too far. That stopped being fun and started being something you actually wanted to switch off. That wasn't the movie failing. That was the calm voice in your head losing the argument. Which means the whole experience runs on a knife's edge. And that edge has been measured. In 2020, a group of researchers at something genuinely called the Recreational Fear Lab in Denmark did something brilliant. They went to a haunted house attraction, strapped heart monitors onto visitors, filmed their reactions, and asked them, over and over, "How much fun are you having right now?" What they found was a curve, an upside-down U. When the fear was too low, people were bored. Nothing was happening. No fun. When the fear was too high, when they were genuinely overwhelmed, the enjoyment collapsed too. It was just unpleasant, but right in the middle. At the exact point where the scare was intense but not unbearable, enjoyment peaked. There is a sweet spot, a Goldilocks zone of terror. The same principle as porridge. If the porridge could give you a heart attack, the best scare in the world is the one that takes you right up to the edge of what you can handle, and then doesn't push you over. And you already navigate this edge instinctively. It's why you watch the scary movie through your fingers instead of closing your eyes completely. It's why you scream on the roller coaster and then immediately get back in line. You're not trying to escape the fear. You're managing it, dialing it up and down. trying to stay parked right in that sweet spot for as long as you can. This is why a good horror director and a good roller coaster engineer are, deep down, doing the exact same job. They're both trying to keep you balanced on that knife's edge for as long as possible, scared enough to feel it, safe enough to come back. So that explains the experience. But it doesn't yet explain the deeper why. Why is your brain built to enjoy this balancing act at all? The first answer has a name, and it's a great one. A psychologist named Paul Rozin called it benign masochism. The idea is simple and a little unsettling. Humans get pleasure from negative experiences, as long as the body has been tricked into a false alarm. You're feeding your brain all the signals of danger, the racing heart, the dread, the fight or flight chemicals, while a deeper part of you knows, with total certainty, that you are completely safe. It's the same reason people eat chili peppers that cause real pain, or smell the milk they already know has gone off just to confirm how bad it is, or watch a sad film specifically to cry. Rozin called the roller coaster the perfect example. Your body is convinced it's plummeting to its death. You know you'll be in line for a hot dog in 4 minutes. Your amygdala genuinely believes this is the end. Your amygdala has believed this was the end about 40 times this year. Your amygdala does not learn. The pleasure isn't despite the fear. The pleasure is the gap. It's the delicious distance between what your body believes and what your mind knows. But there's one more layer, and this is the one that changes everything. Think about when the pleasure actually hits hardest. It's not during the scariest moment. In the scariest moment, you're not having fun, you're bracing. The real wave of good feeling comes right after. The monster's gone. The drop is over. The lights come up, and you feel incredible. Your body was flooded with arousal for the threat. But the threat never cashed in. So all that energy has nowhere to go except into relief, and relief, it turns out, is one of the most pleasurable feelings a human can have. You walk out of the theater more alive, more bonded to the people you were with, almost giddy. Think about the laughter that erupts in a group right after a big scare. The way strangers on a roller coaster grin at each other as it rolls back into the station. That's the relief cashing out. That shared, slightly hysterical joy on the other side of fear is something ordinary life almost never hands you for free. You didn't pay to be scared. You paid to be relieved. The fear was just the price of admission. And now we can finally answer the real question. Why is a brain built to want this? Because controlled fear is practice. When you voluntarily walk into a scare, you are running a simulation. You're taking your fear response out for a test drive in a situation where the stakes are fake, but the feelings are real. You feel the panic rise, and you practice writing it, managing it, staying in your seat while every instinct says run. Researchers studying recreational fear have found exactly this. People who engage with scary play get better at regulating fear. They learn, on a deep physical level, that the racing heart and the surge of dread don't have to control them. That the wave rises, and then it passes, and you're still here. A haunted house is a gym for your nervous system. And here's the part that should land quietly, and then stay with you. There is one fear waiting for every single person watching this. The biggest one. The loss of control. The drop with no safety bar. The dark with no exit. The end you can't reason your way out of. In real terror, you don't get a prefrontal cortex whispering, relax. It's just a movie. There's no usher to walk you out. No line for a hot dog afterward. So maybe this is what we've been doing all along. Every roller coaster, every horror film, every haunted house. We're not just chasing a thrill. We're rehearsing for the one drop that's real. Practicing the feeling of being completely out of control, over and over. In small, safe doses. Trying to learn the one thing the scare always teaches us. The fear rises, and then it passes. And for now, you're still here. So the next time your heart is pounding, and every part of you wants to look away, don't. Sit in it. Feel the panic crest and break. Notice that you survived it, the way you've survived every scare before this one. Because you're not really afraid of the thing on the screen. You're practicing for the day there's no screen at all. And the question worth sitting with is this: when that day comes, what do you want to have learned?